readers. I'm Amy, and I'm your nonfiction feminist. I'm here today for the Try a Chapter tag. I'm here next to mostly my husband's, but also kind of mine, Stephen King shelf. It's more than you can see, but it's a lot. It is not October. It is not Halloween. It is not fall. I am a mood reader. I read according to what I feel like reading, and I feel like picking up another Stephen King book. So I'm going to do the Try a Chapter tag for some of the Stephen King books, 5 of the Stephen King books that I have been looking forward to reading. So for this, we've got Cujo, the classic about a rabid dog, as far as I understand. I've been told not to watch the movie, that it's really, really freaky. So, yeah, probably won't do a book and movie comparison. But this is a book that I've been told that I would probably really like. I'm assuming my husband is basing his opinions off of the fact that some of my favorite Stephen King books are the ones that don't have 2 million characters. So yes, I'll be trying Cujo. I also have Stephen King writing as Richard Bachman for Thinner. A man starts losing weight, and then he keeps losing weight until he basically becomes kind of nothing, as far as I can tell. So it looks really interesting. Dolores Claiborne, I picked up at a few books more. For whatever reason, the name of this book has been sticking in my mind, and I need to know what it's about. As far as I can tell, it's about a woman that no one likes and her personal life. Sounds very interesting. I like unlikable characters and villainous characters, so we'll see how that goes. Rose Madder, I know, is about a woman in an abusive relationship, and she escapes from that relationship, and as far as I know, her husband probably tries to find her, because that's how most of these books seem to go. The abuser cannot let go. And lastly, I have Misery. This is a new book for me. I didn't realize that I would be getting the super skinny, larger than mass paperback, smaller than regular paperback version. I hate how skinny this book is. It's going to bother me. I will have a video out eventually on things about books that I don't like, including super skinny mass paperback versions that make no sense. Anyways, here they are, the 5 books that I will be trying a chapter on. So I'm going to start at the top of the pile, not the pile that I just read off, because now they're in a different order. So, Misery, chapter 1 is just this little part here. So, I'd say roughly I'll be reading about 15 pages in each book. This first book, chapter 5, starts on page 11, so I'm going to go ahead and read the first 11 pages. I will be back to you in a minute. In your time. 10 minutes in my time, at least. Alright, I've just finished the first 15 pages of Misery by Stephen King. In this, a guy is kidnapped by a very dangerous person who says that she is his number 1 fan because he's an author. And in the first 15 pages, all of the first 15 pages, he is in that kind of in-between haze where he's somewhat aware of what's going on, but he's not really conscious. I forgot what a slow burn Stephen King could be, and yeah, it's all the in-between haze for the first 15 pages. It's a little slow. I am curious to see what happens next. This would be a maybe for me, but let's try the next book in my pile. So again, not going in the order that I presented them, because I picked them up in a totally different order. I have Dolores Claiborne. This is the one with the name that has stuck in my mind, which you probably know because you just saw that part of this video a minute ago. It's been like 10 minutes for me, so I was giving you a refresher when really I was just giving myself a refresher. Anyways, let's see what this looks like. It has very cool artwork inside. Lots of pages. I'm not done flipping through the first page yet, so this is a bigger book, so let's say the first 10 pages I'm going to read, and then I will get back to you once again. Alright, I just did the first 10 pages in Dolores Claiborne. Between this one and Misery, I would choose Dolores Claiborne. It's like the tape recording of her voice, sort of a thing. She talks to other people around her, but you don't hear their voices. She's got a little bit of like a backcountry sort of an accent. She admits right away that she killed her husband, but she did not kill the woman that she was being a paid companion to. I think that means kind of like a home health care sort of a thing. She's got an attitude, but she's a really strong character so far. And so between these two, I'd say this book is the one that I'm most interested in reading. Next up in my little pile is Thinner. This is the one that he writes as Richard Bachman. And let's see here. The first chapter is 13 pages, so that's what I'm going to read next. And I will get back to you with my opinions in a minute. Alright, sorry if the angles changed a little bit. The cat knocked over the camera, and then I knocked over the camera. I finished reading the first 13 pages of Thinner. It's not that interesting so far. Like, something about a gypsy saying the word thinner, which is not explained in the first chapter. There was an accident for which they say the main character is not responsible. It was a vehicular manslaughter sort of a situation. Not all that intrigued. Just like kind of a jumble of different stuff has happened without any explanation. So probably not going to be that one. Next on my pile, dude, no! Stop causing trouble. Next up will be Cujo, which this cat does definitely not like because he doesn't like dogs, so he's trying to get away from me before I read this book. Let's get on to it, shall we? Alright, I've read the first 10 pages in Cujo because looks like the first chapter is really long in this one too. I'm intrigued. A boy is having kind of nightmares, or he sees something in his closet that his parents don't see. It has amber eyes. There were some blankets in his closet that were removed, and then they'd pop up again, and no one knows who put the blankets in his closet. So there's a monster in the closet of some kind. I'm intrigued. This could be a next read. We'll see how Rose Madder goes. This one's also been on my list for a really long time, so gets a couple extra points for that too. I will just... You can't really see that. I'm trying to remember to put books on shelves next to me and behind me during my videos. Forgive me if I don't remember. I seem to be a very forgetful person. But lastly, we have Rose Madder, about the abused woman. And first chapter is 9 pages, so we'll go with the first chapter in this one. Alright. Finished the first chapter of Rose Madder, and I think this is it. In the first chapter, she's really freaked out. She was just abused by her husband. She's having a miscarriage. He called the ambulance to come and help her because, you know, she's pregnant. She just had a miscarriage, and he actually has the mind to call the police, or the ambulance. She can't say anything because he'll kill her, which is what you would typically hear from an abusive mindset in a book. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rose Madder because they're just books, but like I want to go to the end. I want to know that the character is going to be okay. That gives me a little bit of anxiety, pushes me to read it. Like, I have to know what happens. I have to know that she's gonna be fine, that nothing bad is going to happen to her by the end of the book, or not too much more bad stuff is gonna happen to her at the end of the book. So, Rose Madder, that's gonna be it out of these 5 books. Thank you for coming on this Try a Chapter Tag journey with me. I will try to find the original content creator and link them down below. I would love to do some more Try a Chapter tags. I'm thinking more themed. I don't know if people do themes or if they just pick a bunch of books that they've been wanting to read lately. Yeah, so I will see you in my next video. Have a wonderful afternoon.